Shalom YouTube. Hey guys, it's Fletch. So here's the next project that we are working on here at the homestead, and we are going to be building a shed right here on this corner. And so probably going to break this down into a whole series of videos to kind of go over exactly how to do that and what's to be expected. And yes guys, I know that sometimes I'm going like that because I'm working as I'm making these videos, and so I stop in the middle of doing it, and so it's 110 degrees out here with the heat index as well. So now you know. But anyways, getting back to one of the first things you want to do when you're laying out a building like this is you need to lay out the foundation in such a way that as it's square with the other buildings that are on your property, so it looks nice. And so this is what we've got going on here. This line here, and these are masonry stakes right there, masonry stake, and it's running over to that other masonry stake. And the way that we set that line there was we held a string line from that far end of the house, and then we took the string over here and pulled it until it just touched this edge of the house. And so that gave us a pretty good continuation of the same plane that the end of the house is on. So this shed is going to sit with the back of it will be sitting right here like this at the same plane as the back of that, and then this one over here, this is the other edge. And so as long as you have two perpendicular, you know they're straight, you can figure out the rest just by doing measurements from corner to corner and you'll know whether or not you're square. And the way we're going to be building this is we're going to build it on 4x4s because we've got a lot of grade here, and the camera probably doesn't do it justice, but this ground here is actually a little steep. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to put in this basically a 10x8 shed, and we're with pressure treated lumber. We're going to build a platform right in here, and we're going to then put the steel shed, I think it's an IO brand steel shed that you can buy at the big box store, and we're going to build that on top of it. And rather than have to deal with cutting into the ground here and terracing the land and all that other goofy stuff, we're just going to build this up on 4x4s. And so obviously this being the low end, this end is going to be up probably a good a foot to 18 inches on this end, whereas on that end it's probably going to be pretty close to the ground. I'll probably try to set it so that the rim joist on that side is maybe an inch off the ground or so forth. So that's what we're doing right now. And so we got that set. So we're holding 7 foot off of the house over there, 7 foot off the house here, and then we got our continuation of the line there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mark our boards at it's 121 from side to side on this, so we'll mark that out, and then it's 92 3/4 from front to back, and we'll mark that out. And then the fun part, we get to start digging the holes. And I say fun because here in the Ozarks, you never know how big a rock you're going to find once you start digging a hole. And even though you only need a hole maybe about 18 inches in circumference around, when you start digging out the hole, you may find that you've got a lot bigger rocks in that hole than what you bargained for. So there you go guys, that's the basics of it. Take the time, lay out your buildings so that they look nice. I had a good friend that told me recently that his dad taught him that the details is what makes things last. And so that's very similar to what my grandfather taught me, and my dad taught me as well, in that simply if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. So take your time, especially in the layout phase. Make sure you got everything set just right. So now we got this string line here. When I have my 4x4s set in the ground, I'll measure off this string before I actually cement them in and lock them into place, so to speak, and we should be good to go. Well, this probably be it for this one, and the next one will be setting the 4x4 posts. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you're having a blessed day, and shalom.